Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Living in Tampa Live. Excited to be with you ladies tonight. How we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I am doing well. Stacy, your studio looks so well lit tonight. What changed?
Well, I think someone was in my office playing with my lights. I was going to ask you if it was you, Juan.
No, it was not me, but it looked.
You didn't move my lights around when you were here?
No, ma'am. Definitely did not do that, but it looks great. So I'll love to see that. That's fantastic. Welcome. Good evening, Marcia.
Hi, how are you today?
I am well. We had our first Florida weekend this weekend, didn't we, ladies?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
And today, Summer Junior has arrived because we had our official afternoon rain here in Florida, and we have some muggy temps. So, that is what's popping off in our world, guys. So, if this is your first time here, welcome, guys. We talk all things Tampa Bay, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here. I'm joined by my amazing co-hostesses with the mostesses. Say that 3 times fast. Miss Marcia Railton down in Bradenton, Sarasota. I've got Stacy Amon up in Pasco County, and my name is Juan Alcala. We've never met before, and we serve the entire Tampa Bay area. I live right over by the beach. Love it here. And if it's your first time, y'all, welcome to the channel. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. We're going to talk heavy builder incentives because that's been a request by you, the audience. We're going to talk about taxes. How fun is that? Everybody always wants to know the taxes. We're going to talk about homeowners insurance. We're talking about all the uglies tonight, but we're talking about the good stuff too. So we're going to get into some specific numbers. I found some really cool stuff when I was doing research for my video this weekend, and I want to share that with you, the audience. So we're excited to share that with you. The ladies got prepared here. Marcia, did you receive that email, by the way? I just wanted to double check. We are having some technical difficulties right now.
Trying to keep us from talking to each other.
Well, we'll work through that. It's okay if we have to do this the old analog way. We'll get through it. And also, we want to invite you to the conversation. Now, this live stream has turned into essentially a live Q&A for the last probably 3 months, and it's because of you, the audience. We've been enjoying this. Just handily. It's such a fun thing to do, whether you're watching us live on Instagram, you're with us live on YouTube, or any of the social channels that we're broadcasting on. We just want to welcome you to the conversation. So feel free to contribute. Let us know where you're watching from. If you have questions, put those in the chat. We will try to get to every single one of them. That tends to get a little hot and heavy towards the end, but we will do our best today. Okay, so just so everybody is aware, we're gonna dig in, and I want to say hello to our audience right away. We got Mr. Adam in the house. Adam says, "Let's get it." We will, my friend. We will get it. Excited to be connecting with you guys. Derek says it was a very steamy, hot, muggy morning in the Bay Area today. It was steamy. It still is steamy, by the way. So this is Florida Junior. Don't get excited, y'all. We're not quite there yet. It's coming. Vlad says, what is up, y'all? The best people from Florida. My man, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Miss Vegas says, back for another week. Well, welcome back. We appreciate that. And Mr. Adams says they are coming to us from Boston. So love to know where you're watching from and to connect in the conversation today. So we can't seem to figure out our tech thing with Marcia, but we're going to roll with this anyways. I got a few things I want to share with you guys right away. So a lot of conversations recently regarding taxes. Ladies, this is one of the most frequently asked questions we get when we're having consultations with people who are considering relocating to the area here, right? What am I going to pay for taxes? And it's such a great question because it is clear as mud, what I always tell people, because depending on where you live in the greater Tampa Bay area, your taxes are going to be different. Okay. Now, there is a general formula which we're going to share with you, but I want you to be aware this is not the gospel. Okay. It is going to help you wrap your mind around and put a good estimate in front of you so you can really kind of say, okay, this is what I can expect to pay for property taxes when I purchase a home in Florida. Okay. Looking at what a previous homeowner or the current homeowner pays on their taxes is not a valid way for you to do an estimate on your home purchase. Can we all agree on that, ladies?
Absolutely.
That is trouble brewing. Okay? We want you to be aware of that. Yes. You have Big Trouble in Little China, right? Big Trouble. Shout out to that movie in 1983 or whenever it was. Kurt Russell. That was a great movie. I love that movie as a kid. But that is a dangerous way to try to estimate taxes. Okay. The best way that we have found for you to get close, and again, I'm going to give you a number, and it's probably worst case scenario. Okay. And from there, when we're wrong and it's to your benefit, you can come back and be like, Juan, you were off. I paid less. And you know what? We'll all celebrate with you. But what I don't want to do is put you in a situation where you go to pay your taxes and you pay way more, because then you will not be happy with us. So again, I'm not the tax assessor of Pinellas, Pasco, Hillsborough, Manatee, Sarasota, or Hernando County, just so anybody knows, right? We can't do that. But I want to give you guys some generals. But the first thing I want to do before I give you that number, right? You like that little hook there? Before I give that number, is I'm going to share with you the states with the highest and lowest tax burdens in the United States. Who's excited for that?
I am. I was wondering where we ranked.
Yeah, because here's why. We're going to get into that, and I'm hiding Florida for a reason. Because this is a major benefit of living in this state. A major benefit. And depending on where you currently reside, the benefit is going to be much stronger for you, depending on where you live in one area versus another, and of course the amount of income that you actually bring home. Right now, this chart here is a representation of the lowest tax burden states versus the highest tax burden states on your personal income. Everybody with me? On your personal income. I want to make sure like I'm being clear on this, but you can see real quick how some of these states line up. Now, I've done this homework before on videos that we've done on the channels, ladies, but this is always a great reminder. And this is from last month. This data is fresh. Okay. So taxes just got done. They're starting to pull some of this stuff together, but look at these tax burdens. If you live in New York State, the average tax burden is 12% on the resident of your personal income is going to state and local taxes. Y'all, 12%. That's not including federal income tax. That is state income tax. Holy cow. For those of you who live in New York, shout out to you guys. Because when they say New Yorkers are tough, they weren't lying. They are not lying, because you are getting abused financially. Abused. And that is shocking to me. So, wow, what a big number. Rhode Island, 9.4%, Maine, 10.7%, New Jersey, 9.5%, Maryland, 9.3%, Illinois, 9.7%, Minnesota, 10%, California, 10.4%. That doesn't surprise me at all. We know that the California is pretty high. And the lower you get in terms of the country in geography, the lower you get in terms of tax burden also. And I think most people knew that. That's why a lot of people have been moving here. Not only do we have incredible weather, right, but we also have great tax savings. So that's why people started to move this direction. 7.6% down in Texas. Louisiana is 8.8%. Mississippi is 8.8%, y'all. Can you believe that? Like, I'm shocked, because that state is not known for its public services.
No.
Right. And that's a really heavy tax burden to be doing that. And as you guys can see down here, Florida at 6.1%, Hawaii 11.8%, and Alaska, is 4.9%, which is the lowest in the entire country. For those of you wondering, they have a lot of natural resources, which keep their taxes extremely low for their residents. But here's the list in terms of the tax burden. 4.9% for Alaska, New Hampshire next at 5.6%, Wyoming at 5.7%, Florida coming in at the fourth most incentivized states in terms of you keeping your personal income. So that's awesome, y'all. What do you guys think? Like that? Is that good news for those of you who are considering?
Does it tell like what the states spend, what that goes towards?
It didn't get that deep in this article. That you can do some more homework on that. I'll try to pull some stuff up.
Yeah, I just wondered, like, if they tell you why it's higher some places, if it more benefits are included, or no.
They didn't get that deep. So what they talked about here is, New York paying the highest in terms of state, right? Breaking it down into three components. The average New Yorker pays 4.6% on their income tax, 4.4% on property taxes, and 3% on their sales and excise tax. Okay. And I highlighted that because I want to share with you guys regarding our property taxes here, so you can start to give some comparisons. I was on a networking call with a bunch of real estate agents from Ohio, and they said that their property taxes were 4%. You imagine?
Wow.
4% property tax? Holy cow. No wonder why home values are only $280,000 there. You couldn't afford to live there if they were worth $500,000, right? It's fascinating to me when we look at this. So I wanted to start with this so we can just give you perspective, right? The lowest tax burden on your personal income per state. That's what this is from. I will put all this stuff in the description down below when we wrap up this video, so you guys can go back and do some more homework on this. I always want to give people the opportunity to do diligence. Okay. But ladies, this is a pretty cool chart, right?
It is.
Yeah. I thought this was great. And the article does get deeper. Like I said, you can come in here and it'll link you to the tax foundation and how they got to this information. So you guys can see that. But I wanted to start there so we can kind of talk about what those property taxes are for us. And I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on how we help people kind of do this math. Where I live, our property taxes are right at like 1.39%. Okay. I live in the city of Largo, which is right just south of Clearwater. And we're right by the coast. My taxes are 1.39%. Okay. It's not a small chunk, and that's based upon the assessed value of the property. Now, when you buy a home, right, depending on what time of the year you buy that house, but let's use this example. I want to make it simple. Let's say because Florida property taxes are paid in arrears. Okay. So just so everybody understands how we pay taxes here, you get one tax bill a year, correct, ladies?
Yes.
Right. That tax bill gets issued. You get it at the beginning of the next new year. So I got 2023's tax bill in 2024. Okay. And then I had till March 31st to pay that. I think we take care of it ahead of time. So, but they're charging you in arrears. So in this example, I want to set you up. Let's just say you buy a home December 31st of 2024. Okay. And they issue your tax bill. And let's not do that. Let's say Jan 1, because I want to say you're paying for the property taxes for the time you're there. So January 1st, 2024, you live here the whole year, you get your property tax bill. And let's say that the assessor appraises your home, right? They assess your property at the purchase price that you bought it at. So ladies, let's do math together. Somebody pull out their phone. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Glad you let us use our phone.
All right. But I want to give an example. Okay. So if the average home price in the greater Tampa Bay area is $430,000, which I think it is, 422. So put that in, Stacy. Now, here's what I want to share with you guys. Ours is 1.39. They're as low as 1.29 in certain areas. But let's just take the sake of this conversation, new construction in the areas that we've been selling a lot of, I want you to just factor in about 1.6%. Okay. So if you buy a $500,000 property and you multiply that times 1.6%, what number is that?
$8,000.
8,000. Now that is not a small number, but it's a conservative estimate. Okay. You could be lower than that. And again, I pay less than that, right? Just giving you an example. Now, the assessed value could be more than the purchase price. This is what I want to make sure people understand. Okay. If your values increase over the year, that number can increase also. But in the state of Florida, we do have a property homestead tax exemption. Okay. Now what that means, and here, this is a really cool thing that the state of Florida offers. And I know we're like totally nerding out right now, but shout out to you guys. If you're following us on Instagram, wherever you're watching us right now, like I know we're getting deep here, but people ask this question all the time. And I want to make sure we're bringing this up. All right. So the homestead exemption for a single individual in the state of Florida is how much, ladies?
$25,000.
$25,000. Okay. Now, what does that mean, Juan? That's what you're asking right away. Well, if we purchased a home and let's just say the home was assessed for $500,000, its value is $500,000. You, as a single individual, if you file for your homestead exemption, would get a $25,000 reduction off that assessment. If you're a married couple, how much money do you get off that, ladies?
$50,000.
$50,000. So now our $500,000 assessed property would now have a tax liability based upon $450,000 of the assessed value. So we were at $8,000 on a $500,000 asset with no homestead exemption. Correct, Stacy?
Correct.
Right. Now we're going to rerun this 450 times that 1.6.
7,200.
So you saved $800 by taking that homestead exemption. And here's the most important part. Next year, if your home values increase 13%, the state of Florida and the county, more importantly, cannot raise your property taxes on your primary homesteaded exempted property more than 3% in 1 year, or the rate of inflation, whichever is lowest. So if inflation's 2.1% next year, they can only increase your taxes 2.1%. But if inflation still stays at 4%, they can only raise your taxes at 3% annually. Okay.
That's a great benefit.
Yeah. And again, I'm giving you an above average. I want everyone to know here, you could most likely pay less. But Juan is, again, without knowing the property, without knowing the circumstances, I'm not going to put you in harm's way. I'm going to be conservative here on purpose, meaning I'm going to give you the worst case scenario with what you're going to be paying out of pocket. Cool? Was that helpful, y'all, for those watching? I know I nerded out there for a second, but like, we get asked this question all the time, and it's a great question. And it's clear, like I said, it's clear as mud. It depends on where you live, right? That all changes how it works. But somewhere between that 1.25 and 1.6 on the top end is probably going to be a little bit easier to digest. So factor in the worst, and then when the best comes in, you can be like, we saved $3,000 or whatever it was on taxes, and you'll be really happy. Okay, cool. I wanted to start with that. Let's get to some of the chat here too. Hopefully you guys like that. Way more people jumped in, so shout out to everyone. Kiara says, it's cold and rainy here in PA. Well, we got to fix that. We got to fix that. Desiree, welcome, Desiree. Welcome to your first live. Give a shout out, y'all. Get applause. Welcome, Desiree. We thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Welcome to the conversation as well. She's watching from upstate New York, the highest tax burden. may it decrease exponentially for you, because that is out of control. Out of control. All right, Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan's with us. He's in Largo, my hometown. So shout out to Largo, Florida. And of course, we got the original here, the one and only. Yep. Miss Denise, good evening. Good to see your smiling face.
Hi, Denise.
Lobo. Mr. Lobo 07103. I love the handles, right? Hey, Juan and peeps. I recently found out that Bella Terra, which has acreage. I need you guys to drop some alpha and Bella Terra. All right. We'll check into that. I love that. We'll check into it. Adam says, yes, Bella Terra, 2.5 acres, great homes too. Look at Adam's all over it, y'all. Let me just tell you right now, that guy's dialed in. He is my peeps. I am proud to know him. I just want everybody to know that ahead of time. He's been a great client to work with so far, and extremely knowledgeable human being, which are some of my favorite. Mr. Chris, what's up, my brother? I says, hey team, happy Tuesday. I'm so happy I'm leaving for the bright red California in just a couple weeks. Yes, you are, sir. Time to come collect those savings is what is about to happen there. So
I had a great couple that I worked with today from California. They were very fun to work with. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And they talked about how expensive things are out there compared to here. Everything from gas to taxes to eating out and groceries. They were talking about, the many ways they'll save money here. One thing I wanted to mention, Juan, that you were talking about the taxes, is that homestead is if the home is your primary residence. So you do have to file that as your primary to get those tax savings.
Correct. And you can only have one of those in the United States, by the way, just so everybody is clear. Right. Otherwise, you're committing fraud. Nobody wants to encourage that. Don't do that. That's bad news. That is bad news, right? You definitely want to go that direction. All right. Where did we leave off? Tara. We had
Chris Gant.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So Adam jumped in and said, quick search shows that Wesley Chapel is about 1.5%. Is this correct? It's close, right? Again, Adam, I'm going to lean on the side of caution tonight, just because there's so many people and a lot of different circumstances. What we have seen is it's closer to that number, but I want to give you guys, like I said, worst case scenario. So Yes, due diligence here, but preparing properly is the way to go. Awesome. Mr. Bruce, would it be smarter to get an ARM over a fixed rate mortgage if buying a starter home that you only plan on living in 5 to 7 years? My friend, that is a wonderful question. And I'm going to pause here for 1 second, because that is what got us into trouble. Well, let me rephrase this. That scenario didn't play out well in the last financial downturn. Okay. And right now, taking an adjustable rate mortgage, that's what an ARM is for anybody watching this. Okay. An adjustable rate mortgage with the assumption that you're going to be able to refinance is you're speculating. I just want you to be aware. Okay. And I'm not trying to be down on you, Bruce. I really, if you were my brother, I would talk to you like this, right? An adjustable rate mortgage is you're playing a game. You're hoping, you're betting against the market, and you're betting that the market is going to continue to improve and you're going to see better days. And if you were to lose a job, or you were to have something happen to your credit, you could be in serious trouble on the back end of that. So that's first thing. And I have also found in my time period that the idea of moving in 5 years, most people stay in their home for 12. Now that's a statistic, and you can move sooner. And please don't think of, I'm trying not to crush anybody's dreams, but I would rather see people go in a fixed rate mortgage, and when and if the rates adjust, then you take advantage of it. Because I just can't see that being a good bet. If I was going to try to do anything with financing right now, I would just do a 3-2-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down. I would try to buy points down on the mortgage on the front end to save myself thousands on the back end. And then if the market shifts in 2 to 3 years, I can take advantage of it. But an adjustable rate mortgage, man, I honestly, in good conscience, I can't recommend that in anybody's situation. And without seeing your full financial information picture, it's hard to do that, but I just don't encourage it. Okay. So just do more homework before you make decisions like that. And I hope this comes off in a way of like, I want to make sure that I set you up for success and give you information that can help you win in life, not hurt you later. All right. Sorry to pull the tone of the meeting down, but like, I want to make sure you guys are in good shape, not the other way around. Right, ladies?
Yeah, yes. I think that's excellent advice. You don't want to risk your home, yeah. It puts you in a lot more dangerous spot.
Seeing people's mortgage payments double and triple when I was, 12 or 15 years ago, it was horrifying to watch those people lose their houses. Right. And like, just not great advice. So hopefully that was received that way. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And some of the benefits of owning your own home is because your cost of living is more fixed. And so if your housing payment can change so drastically, then that kind of defeats the purpose of the benefit there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great advice. Okay, let's see here. Stacy, why don't you take Debbie's question?
Do HOA rules require cars to be parked in the garage? If we have 3 cars when buying a home in Florida and communities that have HOA, do we need a 3rd car garage? Well, HOA communities, they have different rules for different communities. However, I would say the majority of them, they have rules that you just can't park on the street overnight. I have not personally seen an HOA where you cannot park your car, leave it in the driveway. So they
exist. Yeah, I assure you they exist somewhere, but generally speaking, you just have to park your cars in the garage overnight. I'm sorry. They can't be on the street overnight.
Right. Yeah.
You just have to be in the driveway. Great question, though. That's a good one. We haven't been asked that one on live yet. So shout out to Debbie. That is a great question. I love that. Marcia, let me say. All right. Dave says, Dave and I are in Maryland checking out Tampa. Welcome to, we have the Living in Maryland team here, which is really cool. So Dave and Laura are with us. This is a question for Marcia. Marcia, you mind taking this for Kiara?
What is the school tax average? Unfortunately, I don't have any children in school.
That's a good
I
question.
don't know the answer to that question.
Well, can I share with you guys? We paid $7,800 to property taxes last year, and
Mhm.
4,100 of it was school. Now I live in Largo. It's going to be different everywhere.
Mhm.
Okay, but that was a healthy percent.
Does that say that on your tax bill?
It broke it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I just don't have it in front of me. I'd pull it out. What you got, Stacy?
7% in Pasco County?
Yeah, we'll have to dig that up.
No, wait, that's not right. That's the sales tax.
That is not correct. I can tell you that right now. That's sales tax.
I will look that up.
Yeah, that's sales tax. Good question. We'll dig that up, Kiara, because all I know is what it was, because my wife was like, we homeschool. And this is what I'm paying. I'm like, we're paying for everybody's children. And if our children needed that, that's what we'd be paying for too. She's like, you're right. But yeah, it's a big number. We'll get back to that one. Great question though. All right. Living in Maryland, Maryland caps homestead at 10%. 10% total? Dave, Laura, just so we understand what you mean by that, is it 10% of the total assessed value of the property? That is the cap of taxes? So that's fascinating. I know this is different in different areas. We were talking to some agents, and like some places reset every they do assessments every 4 years, and the taxes don't change until that assessment, which is fascinating, right? So your bill doesn't go up for 4 years, but when it does, oh man, you can get whacked on the back, right? Like that's fascinating, right? Is there an income cap to qualify for a homestead? No. Your homestead exemption on the property is available to every Florida homeowner that considers that their primary residence, meaning that you have to live in that home for 6 months and 1 day every year. That's the minimum qualification. It's a great question, by the way. Great question. Okay, ladies, let's get into some of the incentives that we're seeing in the marketplace right now, because this stuff is fascinating to me. And
Juan, I did get your email and I replied, just so you know.
Which I still did not get. So there's something broken on my end. So we'll work through this together. Okay. All right. Let's start with the incentive. So the first thing we want to do, you guys have asked us a lot about what these builders incentives looks like. And we're going to share some stuff with you right now. Just know that this might look a little chaotic because we didn't prepare fancy PowerPoints for this. We just wanted to bring you guys info. So the girls are constantly working through this. Excuse me. The ladies are constantly working through this with the new construction. Builders incentives change regularly. Okay. They can literally change in the middle of the week. Now, what we usually find is they reset these at the beginning of the week and they push those incentives all week, but they have been fairly consistent over the last 6 to 9 months. That I will share with you. But the allowances, what they call flex cash or closing costs, that's where we've seen the biggest variables, right, in terms of what the shifts are. But we're going to show you some examples. We're even going to talk about some HOA fees. We're going to talk about some CDD fees in these communities, okay? Hopefully that helps give you guys some insights. And here's what I want you to know. If you are watching this later, first and foremost, welcome to Living in Tampa Live. If you're watching this later, everything you're about to see is literally subject to change. Okay, so don't take that into the bank. Reach out to us. Our contact information is on the screen. We work this in real time. We have clients that are building new homes right now. We have many clients that are already under contract, and we're constantly in these new construction developments. So we can be a trusted resource for you to get to what the incentives are and how to position these offers. So we're going to share some of that stuff with you now. Forgive the long setup there. Just want you to understand that like this is going to change. Okay. All right. So let's pull this up. And again, nothing pretty here, right? Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Right. Awesome. Okay. So let me make that bigger because I think I can. pretty sure I can zoom in just a little bit more. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. So these are builder incentives, and these are incentives for specific communities in Pasco County that Stacy's working in. I can hear the train for the first time ever, Stacy. So she's going to talk about some communities she loves, the communities that our clients are loving right now, that we're building more than a few homes in, that you may be worth looking at. Okay. So let's start with Westgate and Avalon Park. This community here is going to be the downtown of Wesley Chapel. So for anyone who's considering those northern suburbs, this is a community that a lot of people are really interested in, because it is building a village center, a community center, an amphitheater down there, a mixed use space. It's pretty awesome. I'll pull it up here in a second, show you guys what this looks like. But Stacy, if you don't mind just sharing this with them while I get everything set up, and we'll kind of work from there. And y'all feel free to ask questions. Okay. We want to invite you to the conversation.
Yeah, we here in Wesley Chapel are so excited about this downtown, because when I moved here 10 years ago, they were just starting to talk about Avalon Park and how they were going to bring, Wesley Chapel a downtown area, since we didn't have one. So to actually see that it's within arm's reach is really exciting. They are going to start opening phase 1 at the end of the year. And it is just about a mile, maybe 2 miles from the actual neighborhood. So you're going to have walking trails and a golf cart trail from the back of the neighborhood, where you can scooch on over there to the downtown. So you don't have to get out onto the main road, which is really nice. But D.R. Horton is the last builder in this community. They are entering their last phase, so it's almost completely built out. I love that neighborhood. They have the elementary school at the front of the community, so kids can ride their bikes and walk to school, which is really great to see, because you don't see that too often anymore. So that's really nice. And this community, I think, is a great value for your money. And they are offering some really nice incentives. You can see that they're offering $20,000 towards closing costs and flex cash. And they currently have 25 homes that are on interest rate specials. And that means that these homes are almost complete. Like in the next 2 months, they're going to be ready. Some of them may even be ready now. But they're offering specials 5.5% for an FHA and VA loan, or a 5.99% on conventional. And so on these inventory homes, they're only going to give you up to $15,000 in closing cost.
Only?
Well, it's less than the 20K that I just said. So the 20K would be for the homes that are not on interest rate specials.
And that's because they're giving you that interest rate, right? So like that's a big point to recognize here, guys, because when you run the numbers, the calculations, right? If you're at a 7% or a 7.25% conventional rate today, to get a 1.25 or 1.5 less, you could be talking as much as $300 to $400 a month in savings. It's significant. It's significant. So that $5,000, which may sound like a lot in terms of closing costs, you're making way more on the back end with the interest rate saving. You'll make that money back in less than a year and a half. And then for the rest of the loan, if interest rates never decrease, you'll make a killing on that. So that's a great win. Go ahead, Stacey.
Yeah, and the benefits of this neighborhood is that, one, it's almost complete. 2, you're going to have the downtown, which is going to be unique because no other community in Wesley Chapel has its own downtown. Yep. And the HOA fees are really low compared to a lot of the other communities. It's about $80 a month for the HOA, and you get all those amenities. There's 3 clubhouses or 3 swimming pools.
3 resort
playgrounds, dog parks, lots of amenities. And the CDDs are on the lower end compared to what we see in other communities. So you're going to start at that $1,200 a year range all the way up to $1,800.
Yeah, before we move past that, you had a question regarding CDD fees specifically. So great question, Desiree.
Yeah, how are CDD fees paid monthly, quarterly, or annually? They are paid annually on your tax bill. So they're actually, you can have them wrapped up into your mortgage, so they're escrowed each month.
Yep, perfect. Okay. And you got some pricing here really quick too, Stacy, just to kind of walk people through what we're looking at.
Yeah, so the numbers off to the side, that is how many of those floor plans that they currently have available on the interest rate specials. So the Alex would be the smallest floor plan they have, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and starting at $353,990. And the highest one was $359,990.
Yep.
Oh,
And then you got in Elston, which is a 4-bedroom colonial. So the Alex is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Every home on this list has 2-car garage, just so you know, at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And the Alex is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The Elston, which is a 4-bedroom, 2.5, or is that 2?
It's just 2, 4-2, yeah.
A 4-2. That's a colonial, so a 2-story. Just so everybody knows, and those range from the $397,900 to $415,000. The Roby, that's a 5-bedroom floor plan, correct?
Yes.
$409,000.
Click the link to make sure.
It's okay. Yeah. Like we can pull some of the. I didn't want to slow the momentum down. So forgive me, guys. Reach out to us. We'll get deeper with this. But the point of what she's sharing here is like if you just take a 30,000-foot view real quick. $20,000 in closing costs and flex cash. There's 25 homes with interest rate special right now between 5.5% and 5.99%. $15,000 in closing cost. Low HOAs. CDDs are on the lower end. Also, 3 resort style pools, playgrounds. Golf cart pass. Everything you need over there, and anywhere between 3 bedrooms and 5 bedrooms, all of them shy of $500,000 on new construction. The cost of home ownership goes down dramatically. Your insurance, which you don't see on here, is significantly lower on a new construction property. There's a non-flood, non-evacuation zone this far off the Gulf Coast. So all of those things lend towards these being a great value. It's hard to argue that buying a resale home in any of these communities is a better decision than taking on a new construction property. So I'm just sharing that with you. Okay, guys. I think that's great. Thank you, Stacy. That's awesome. You've got a couple other communities here, and I want to get to Marcia too. So you got the 2 Rivers on here. Talk to us about 2 Rivers.
Yep, 2 Rivers is a new community opening up in Wesley Chapel, Zephyr Hills area. So the incentives I have here for D.R. Horton, they're running the same special with the interest rates at 5.5% for the FHA and VA and 5.99% for conventional. This neighborhood's just starting out. So D.R. Horton and Lennar are the only 2 builders over there right now. Pulte and MI and Homes by West Bay are both pretty close to starting to build. Mm-hmm. They've gotten their roads in over there. So it's going to be a fabulous neighborhood. I'm really excited about this neighborhood to start taking off.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Let's Whispering Oaks. I love that you added this in here because people have this question all the time.
Yeah. There's very few communities without a CDD fee. And Whispering Oaks is by MI Homes. It's in the Watergrass community. It's over there by Epperson Lagoon if you've been researching Wesley Chapel. And they do not have a CDD over there. But with that, you're not getting amenities. So I think they do have a playground and maybe a basketball court.
Yep.
And that's it. You're not getting a pool or anything. So that's why there's no CDD.
Yeah, there is a playground here. I remember that one last time I was on the grounds there. But yeah, you'd have to use like the lagoon pool, drive over there, pay for that experience also. So there's just pros and cons of, again, if you're not paying a bill, there's a reason for it, right? Just like when you're paying a bill, there's a reason for it. So both sides of that, in terms of how to approach it. It can be a benefit if you're trying to get in the community and those amenities aren't important to you, or you're going to put in a private pool, then that's a great way to go. It's a great way to go to reduce your annual expenses. Okay. So I love that. Thank you for bringing that in the mix, Stacy. That's fantastic. And then we had Rivers Landing, which I know you're a huge fan of also. So
yeah, love Rivers Landing. They also are just opening up their last phase. And so they're having interest rate special. They're conventional. Oh, you moved that thing.
Oh, you need to go back?
Yeah, I was reading off that.
Okay.
That's right. I pulled up mine.
You don't have them all memorized? What's wrong with you? What's happening around here?
They're offering 5.75% on a 30-year conventional. And they are offering 75% or 75% off, 75,000 off the price. You can save up to $75,000.
If they offer 75% off, I vote that everyone on this call pools their money together and we buy as many as we can.
I was like, I gotta go. I need to make a phone call.
Yeah, we will be the largest conglomerate of home purchasers immediately. I know what it costs to make things. And if I get it for 75% off, I'm in. I'll ride the wave the whole way down. I'm good.
Yeah, but this community, it does take a long time to build. Like you're looking at like 9 to 12 months to build. So they hardly ever have, and it's a highly sought after community. So they don't have very many inventory homes available. So you'll see they have that Bimini that come up. I think a sale must have fallen through because that's unusual to see that large of a house as an inventory home.
Yeah, it really is. And that's usually what the inventory homes come from, guys, just so you're aware, is the fact that a property has fallen through. There's not a whole lot of speculative building, meaning that they don't build homes with the goal of having somebody show up later. That's not very common. It's a dangerous place to live as a builder. So, what typically happens is people lose financing, they lose a job, they make a decision, they're not coming, those types of things. But this is a beautiful layout here, Stacy. So I love this. Denise says, Stacy lives for new construction in Hillsborough and Pasco.
Yes, I toured her around many, so she probably knows them just like I do.
Yeah, and Adam asked if they only have research. Sorry to interrupt you there. Adam asked, he said, MI Homes only rear garage? No, sir. This one, hopefully you can see it. I know the photo is a little bit small, but there's a forward-facing garage there, so I wanted to make sure you answered that. And of course, Miss Denise.
Yeah, that's a great price for that Bimini.
Yep.
Very good price.
Yeah, it is a great price. All right. We've got some extra questions in here. Let me jump over there before we head over to Marcia. Stacy, thank you. And if you guys, again, reach out to us. We're here to help. Okay. So the ladies both have their Instagram handle on the screen right now. If you want to reach out to them directly, you can message them on Instagram. Also, our team contact information is down below. You can go right to our website. If you want to schedule a time to talk with us, you can do it through the website, or in the YouTube description, you'll see a link to my calendar also. Either way, get you the same space. And then also the team phone numbers on the screen as well. So if you have questions, y'all, and you want to go deeper on this stuff, feel free to reach out. If you're looking in Pasco or Northern Hillsborough County, even in Northern Pinellas County, that's going to be Stacy. That's going to be Dennis. Majority of that is Stacy's handling that. And if you're looking down in Sarasota, Bradenton area, that's Marcia's world. She is the top dog down there. Has it all handled from soup to nuts and can get you guys all over the place. Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Sarasota, that's Marcia's world. So we want to make sure we're connecting you accordingly with the agents that are building homes, doing the things. And we're happy to connect with you guys. So feel free to ask those questions. All right. We got more questions in the chat. And then Marcia, I want to pull up into you. Marcia, do you have the ability to present? And forgive us for doing this in real time, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. But on your screen, at the bottom of your screen on StreamYard there, does it say present anywhere?
It does.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to when you click on that, it's going to allow you to share a specific tab, Marcia. And that's where when you're going to talk to what you want to speak on, just pull that up. Okay. And for right now, while you're getting that set up, I'm going to jump into some of these questions because we had awesome questions. Chris said, my insurance for the new home in Lithia almost tripled the square footage of the one he owns right now in California, is only about 75% of my current insurance here in California. Boom, baby. Boom. I love that. So you went from a 10.6% personal income tax and reduced your homeowner's insurance by 75%. That is awesome. Congratulations. Marcia, you can pull that up while I'm doing this too, by the way. You won't.
Okay. I didn't know if I messed you up.
No, you're good. I realized that you were asking questions. All right. Carly, welcome, Carly. Love the hat. My wife has one just like that. Please don't show it to her. She'll buy another hat. So that'd be awesome. All right. Says, have you heard anything about Pulte prices for Two Rivers?
Nope, they have not released prices yet. I just looked today.
Yep. And she says West Bay actually started to pre-sale in Two Rivers. Yep. We got the email, I think 2 weeks ago that we got the notification that was about to go down. So, and we love Homes by West Bay, y'all. We have really good builders here. But Stacy and I have waxed poetically about how much we love the Biscayne floor plan, but it's hard. Like, we got some really good builders, so it's hard to argue one versus the other. It's really personal preference. So great question. You good, Marcia? You got figured out over there?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Let me know if you need something. When that tab drops down in front of you, it'll show you the tabs you have open on your computer. And you just grab the one that you need open and you can pop it up there. Okay. Lobo says, something tells me that Vita's Way is going to be super dope. Stacey, you know anything about Vita's Way?
Yeah, I think so too, because it is over there, like in that Epperson area. And it goes pretty far back, and it does look like it's going to be a really amazing neighborhood with nice lots.
Okay.
So I'm excited, but they haven't even started developing the land, at least not from Curly Road. I haven't seen anything happening. So
one step at a time. All right, Marcia, I've got something that popped up on my end. Let me pull. There we go. I think we got it now. Okay, perfect. She's okay. Well, let's go off of here. Help us understand what we're looking at. So we're looking at North River Ranch.
Yes. I chose 3 properties, and all of them are in North River Ranch. This one is Riverfield, and it's located on the south side of North River Ranch. The builder is Cardell Homes, and I love they have 3 floor plans there, and I love all 3 of them, and everyone I show loves them as well. They're very open, and airy but homey feeling, and they're offering a $20,000 incentive in flex cash currently. Their homes start at $455 up to $550 are their base prices. So it's a good price range in that area. They do not have a 3-car garage, but all the homes do have the 2-car garage, and they build in 8 to 10 months. Their CDDs are $2,440, and the HOAs in North River Ranch are $85 per year. So these are a little higher than normal, but their HOAs are very low, and that's because the communities in North River Ranch share their amenities. So they're paying that through their CDDs.
So how much were the CDDs again?
$2,440 a year.
2,400.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Marshall,
So, but they.
Sorry. I was just saying, is that a maintenance-free community?
No, they do have to mow their own grass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do have to do that.
I was going to say, dang, I'm moving there for $80, and they're going to take care of my grass.
Yeah, they do have amazing amenities in North River Ranch, though. They have 3 pool areas, a couple fitness centers, 25 miles of walking trails. They have pickleball, bike park, dog park. It's incredible. Parish is really booming, and this is a great neighborhood. They're only building 20 more homes in Riverfield, and then Cardell will be moving up to Longmeadow, and that will be their single family homes, and then they're going to start building villas in Crescent Creek. Both of those are still in North River Ranch, just north of this community.
Yep. Yeah, they just did a fun run, like a 5K fun run in that community. They've got a ton of paved trails back there. You can see the resort style pool here, the tot lot. There's like a huge playground where you can play soccer. They actually have like a full size goalkeeper net for soccer out there. It's a beautiful community, y'all. Beautiful. They do a really, really nice job. So that's great. Okay, let me go back to your sheet there, Marshall. We're trying to play the dance here.
All right, I'm not sure.
There we go.
You found it. Okay. Thank goodness. Okay. I was going to talk about Wildleaf next. One of my favorite communities up there. It's built by Neal Communities. Do you have that one?
I can pull it up. Yep. Keep
Okay.
rolling. I'll pull it up while you're in action there.
Okay. Their CDD fees, just so you know, is $3,091. And again, HOA is only $85 per year. They're going to build 325 homes in the Wildleaf community. And the price ranges, they have both villas and single family. So the villas range from $400 to $460. And then these are inventory homes, just to give you a price area. And then their single families go from $450 to $750. Now, if you build from scratch in yourself, it's probably going to go over the $750 because you get in their design center and can choose some really cool design enhancements. One thing that I really like about Neal Communities that makes it a little different than most communities in that area. Most communities have a 10-foot space between each home, and Neal Communities has 12 feet, which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but when you're when you're standing outside those homes and looking, it seems like a lot more than a couple feet. It makes it feel more open, and I love that about it. And Neal Communities do a lot with what they call standard, like paver driveways and lanais. They're a natural gas community, which is not the common type. Most is electric here. So that's nice. In their homes, you get a tankless hot water heater, granite in the kitchen, and then tile in all the wet areas. So those are all things that come standard in their home.
Did you talk about the pavers too, Marcia?
I did. Paver driveway and paver lanai.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
I know. And that makes a huge difference as well. Their incentives right now is $15,000 towards closing. And if you purchase one of their move-in ready homes, it's $15,000 plus an additional $7,500.
Yep.
So they're offering some really good incentives as well. And lastly, again, one of my favorites is Homes by West Bay, just like Stacy and Juan. I love their floor plans. They just started building in Long Meadow. So they're right now in Bright Meadow in North River Ranch, but they've expanded to the Long Meadow, which is close to their newest amenity center. So these homes are going to be top notch. They're going to have flat tile roofs. It will be a gas community and have the paver driveways as well. The price range on the Homes by West Bay range from $775,000 to over $1 million in this neighborhood.
Yeah, 1.1-ish. You guys might even top out at 1.3 if you get a pool and the outdoor kitchen and those types of things too.
Yeah.
Just giving you that heads up. They do offer that. Not every builder does, but Homes by West Bay does give you the ability to put in a pool. But that beautiful screened in kitchen lanai, like that whole thing, you're looking $125,000 plus as an add-on. So that 1.1 number she's giving you is just the house. But it's a beautiful home, y'all. Their floor plans are incredible.
And they're large homes. They range from 2,500 square feet to almost 3,600 square feet.
I mean, look at this. I'm a huge fan. This may not be for everybody. I understand. But when I think Florida, this is what I see. I walk in my front door and I can see all the way out past my lanai, right? I can see the pool, like that. And I love their doors. They've got they're 9-foot doors, right, Stacy? I think they're 9-foot doors, and they're always at least the triple, and most of the time they're the quad walls, meaning that they slide back all the way across.
I think it's 24 feet across. So that is a lot of window. It is so impressive. And that floor plan, the Biscayne 2, I know it's one of your favorites and one of mine as well, is just, you feel like the living room is part of the lanai. I mean, it's all like one huge living space, and it's just, it is the Florida, what I would say, the ultimate Florida living space.
Yeah, I love that. Marcia, you mind taking this question from Debbie? Debbie's got a great question.
Sure. Debbie said, what incentives are available for someone paying cash for a new build? My husband and I will be downsizing when we move to Florida soon, and we will be looking for a smaller home. Some builders offer incentives for cash buyers, but a lot of them you have to use their lender to get the incentives.
Yeah, and this is a really good point right now. It's a great question, Debbie. We've seen cash buyers get a mortgage in order to take advantage of this $20,000 or $15,000 in incentives, and then pay the loan off immediately because it was a better deal than the builder was willing to negotiate. And let me explain why. Okay, this is what most people don't know. Well, a lot of us don't know these things. These home builders, a lot of these home builders, especially the production builders, they own their own mortgage companies. They own their own title companies. So in order to keep those people working as inventory soften, right, or things slow down, or, you know, the real estate sales have not been through the roof because interest rates have been high for so long. That's national statistics, right? You can go look at that number. And they want to keep their people working. So the way to do that is they can take a hit on the margin, but if they run money through mortgage and they run money through title, they're able to keep those people working and keep those businesses going. So that is, and they'll tell you otherwise, and I know they will, but I'm here to tell you right now, that's why they're doing it. And they're making the deals hard for people to step over. I know that sounds crazy to get a mortgage, but that's the way they're working their deals. Essentially, they're going to give you the 15 grand off, because if they just take the cash, they actually don't get to fund payroll and everything else in their companies. So I know that sounds crazy, but that's really the reality of what's happening in the marketplace right now. So deals are there. To see 25 inventoried homes right now, guys, we haven't seen that in 3 years. So this is going to continue to go this direction. So I like seeing a market like this. We're getting back to a healthy reality. We're almost back. We're about 10% short of 2019's inventory numbers, meaning that we're almost back to a normal market. Hallelujah. Yeah, because it's like, and if you live in the Northeast, that doesn't exist for you guys. It went away again, right? Because nobody's building homes where we have builders. So different things to look at, but great questions. Guys, we're not trying to miss any questions. We're doing our best to work through these. These ladies worked hard to get you guys the incentives and the info. So we want to make sure that we share it with you. Marcia, did you have?
I don't think I said the incentive for Homes by West Bay.
Okay.
I wanted to fire that in there. It's 35,000 flex cash. So that's a great incentive. Their CDDs in Longmeadow are 3,300, and the HOA again is 85 a year.
Yeah, 85 a year. So it's super cheap on the HOA.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent question, Debbie. Thank you for bringing that question. That's awesome. Yes, I'm sure people had that. That was a good one. Mr. Jenkins, good evening, sir. Good evening. He says, how would you rate these builders, one being the best? Juan is not going to do that publicly. That is how I'm going to take the diplomatic route here, my friend. And for a few reasons here. This is what I'll say. We have different tiers of builders is how I would lay this out. And if you guys have been on this channel before, you know, we've talked about this a little bit. But we have what we refer to as budget builders. They would never call themselves that, but we're going to call them that. I'm going to be transparent on that end. They're people who are building below the median home sales price or the average sales price in here. And I always tell people to think about that. If you're getting a product that costs less than everything else, there's a reason for it. They're saving money somewhere. And you will see some of those builders use not the best finishes on cabinetry and appliances and those types of things. And that's where they're saving money. So that is one thing. And, you know, if that is what you can afford to get into, that is okay. Just understand that it may not hold up and be as durable over time as some of the other homes that you see that we're talking about here. So I'll start there. Hopefully that helps, Brian. Next, we have what's referred to as production builders. Those production builders are builders like Lennar, D.R. Horton, and they build a lot of homes. They're I think D.R. Horton is the largest home builder in America. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that stat, and I think it's accurate. build more houses than anyone. They know how to build their models. They know how to build them quickly. They know how to build them efficiently. They work really good deals because of the volume that they do. So they're able to get some extra savings on the products that they purchase and then put in the homes because they do a lot, just like Walmart, right? They get a lot of discounts because they move so much product. So Lennar and D.R. Horton are kind of that tier. Now, there are some other home builders, but those are the two big names in that tier. Then we move into what's referred to as that semi-custom territory. And we've talked a lot about those builders here tonight. Marcia, who are the builders that you mentioned?
Cardell Homes, Homes by West Bay, and Neal Communities.
Neal Communities, semi-custom. Pulte, Taylor Morrison, MI Homes. Those are all semi-custom. That is really the biggest gap in pricing, just so you guys know. From production to semi-custom, that's the biggest gap. That jump is like, it seems like there's this kind of no man's land in between there. You're either 400, well, you can be down to 350 like you saw in D.R. Horton, but you're like that 350 to 650, and then all of a sudden you're kind of in this stuck world of like, it really costs at least 700 to buy semi-custom, and if you want, decent finishes and what you see on the screen when we showed you that stuff, you're talking 850 to 1.1. And then after that, you have full custom, which they'll build you a home. It'll take somewhere between 24 and 36 months, but you can have whatever you want in it and spend as much money as you want on that. So Brian, I hope that helps. I know that was a little bit broad, but to give you a recommendation publicly, I'm not probably going to do that. I don't want to disparage anybody. In my experience, in my professional opinion, are two different things. And I'm more than willing to share those with you guys when you reach out to us. That's a different conversation. Okay, just so you know. Awesome. All right. Carly says, I've been looking everywhere, Dave, for Pulte pricing. Huh? Okay, haha. Adam says, West Bay is my favorite too. I love that Carly's dialed in. I love it when somebody does. Have prices started to increase in all the Epperson area? We've been looking to sell near the beginning of 2025. Well, home prices in Tampa Bay are still continuing to increase. The thing you got to watch for, Carly, is our inventory is increasing, right? So again, we're getting back to pre-pandemic levels, which is a neutral market. Do I see a collapse on the forefront of our market? No. We have the fourth hottest job market in the country. So, and as you can see on this channel, lots of people are choosing to move here. So I'm still really strong on Tampa, but here's what I will say. Aspirational pricing from sellers, those days, that ship has sailed. We don't have a Northeastern market where you're going to get 50 offers on properties because there's no other homes to buy. But just be mindful, take care of your property, price it well, and it'll sell. Get great marketing on it. Hire us. We'll come out and put you all over YouTube, and we'll get you as many offers as you possibly can handle on that property. So, but great question, by the way, great question. She says, also, thank you for these live Q&As. I usually catch the replays and watch them every week. So I've been a silent supporter for over a year. Well, thank you. That is awesome. I appreciate that. It means the world to us when you guys reach out to us and let us know that. So we're very thankful. Adam says, West Bay are 12-foot ceilings. I'm telling you, man, it's so hard. You walk in those houses, you're like, oh, I love it. I love it. It's so nice. And I've shared, if I was going to buy a new construction home, for me, it would be the Biscayne 2 with the additional flex space upstairs, that 1.5-story model because I could put my feral children up there. That's not true. That would never happen. They won't leave their mother alone. So I could lock myself up there.
That's Juan's playroom.
Dude, it's just like lay back. So sorry, y'all. I got 3 kids. They're 11 to my youngest is going to be 6 this weekend. We're in the thick of it, right? Like it's just life is happening to me. That's what's happening every day right now. So for those of you who have young children or have been through that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So love that.
Juan, I have to share that today the couple that I was showing wanted a 1-story home, and we went to Homes by West Bay, and they went in the Biscayne 2, and I told them, you can build this home just 1 story. But once they went upstairs, they were like, nope, I think I like the 2-story. That layout is just perfect.
It is, because the main floor plan there is so, like, it's so big, y'all. We've done a whole video on that property. So just so you guys know, if you go to the YouTube channel and just type in Biscayne 2, you'll find it. It was an awesome day. That was the one that put me in love with that thing. I just absolutely loved it. So it was great. Adam says, congrats, Stacy. I see your place is active already. Well deserved. I love that. That's good.
Thank you.
Her home is beautiful, y'all. If you didn't see that, when I showed up there, it had it's got character. The outdoor space. When I walked out there, I was like, yep, this would have sold me too. This is the one. I don't need 4,700 square feet, Stacy. I mean, like, it's such a big house, but her outdoor space, dude, that is me 100%. Right.
Yeah. It was definitely built for someone who likes to entertain, because it was just perfect for entertaining. Tons of space, very open. Yeah, it's been a great house for my family, so it's going to be a tough one to say goodbye to.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get that. On comments here over on Instagram, forgive me, guys. I know that we're trying to bounce back and forth. You guys can't see them. One day we'll get that fixed. But let's see. Boz Kozan 21 says, good evening. Sorry, just tuning in, hoping to check out Wesley Chapel on down to Parish tomorrow, weather permitting. Heck yeah. New Jersey in town. Oh, okay. It's Nando. I was trying to figure out who that is. That is absolutely what's going on there. So Nando, shout out to you, my friend. Glad to see you're in town. Love that. Yeah, here he said right here. He's on both sides, right? Good evening. Just tuning in, New Jersey in town. There goes the neighborhood. Oh, love that. Love that. They're great. All right. Where are we at here? And then she did not miss. You did not disappoint me. I was going to be sad. I was going to ask questions. Where is sassy but classy? But you have arrived. All right. I love that. Hi, all. Juan, I enjoyed the listing you posted the other day. More of that, please. Interesting. That was Stacy's house. We were just talking about that. Yeah. So I got to ask the question, y'all, because on the YouTube channel, which is how a lot of you have discovered us. I know some of you are local, and maybe we come across the social channel or whatever it was, but I did property tours for a year and no one watched those things. No one watched those things, right? I put my wife on the channel one time and 100,000 people tune in. Literally. Like, it gave me a complex, right? I felt this big after that. She lets me know all the time. She's like, is my video still the best in the channel? I'm like, well, even if it's not, I'm going to tell her yes, just so you guys know, to keep myself in good graces. But I would love to do more property tours, but who's watching them, right? So apparently Sassy but Classy is. So thank you very much for that. We are planning on doing a little bit of that. We're actually considering separating the two YouTube channels and just having a channel dedicated to home tours themselves, because what we have found is that people are much more lifestyle focused on their original relocation move. And then when we get into conversations, we're able to guide them through properties. So just sharing that with you. If you guys want more of that those property tours, please let us know. Drop those in the comments, send us a DM, email me. I don't care, but we build videos based upon what you guys are asking for. That's how we got to today. You asked for builder incentives. You wanted to know about new construction. You wanted to know about taxes. That is why we had those conversations today. Okay, because we want to try to give you as much information as we can. I love when the girls are able to really get into their zone of genius, and that's what you just saw. The ladies, forgive me, I keep doing that. It's a Midwestern thing. I say guys and girls, forgive me.
Doesn't bother me, so
we are from the Midwest.
That's right. But
as long as you don't call us chicks.
Yeah, there you go. I would never, right? I know. But they do such a good job. And for any, Denise has been on here, and, Adam's on here with us, and Chris is on here with us, people who these ladies are getting to serve or have served. And, I just, again, I always want to say thank you guys for trusting in us and our team. We've had 170 Zoom calls this year with people who considered relocating to the area this year. 170. I am still trying to wrap my mind around that, and my calendar proves it, because it is like there are days when I have 4 of those meetings with people like yourself who are considering relocating to the area, and we just want to invite you to do that. We don't charge a consultation fee to get on those calls to help you better understand what it would look like to live in the greater Tampa Bay area. We also understand it's not going to be for everyone. There is no expectation of a sale, right? Our role here is to be a guide. We hold real estate licenses. We love what we do. Obviously, we would not be showing up on a 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, right? These ladies love to serve. And if I could show you the text messages that they send me when you guys win, right? And what I mean by you guys is you are clients. When you sell a home or when you buy a home, the text messages I receive, the photos I get about how they're grateful to be able to do what they love, and it's because of you. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you to our audience, and I just appreciate you so much for trusting in us. The fact that we're able to serve all of you, and this year we're on pace right now to serve over 100 families, and that is such a incredible number. And while it feels good to say that, that's not important. The stories, the lives behind those relocations, the lives behind those sales here locally, that's what matters. And the fact that we're able to contribute in some way, shape, or form, just be part of your journey, we're grateful for it. So thank you very much for tuning in, as you always do. Again, leave us comments. Let us know what you guys want to see on these lives and in videos. And I promise you, we will work on delivering those things to you. We love this as much as humanly possible. So I'm grateful. Ladies, any final words as we sign off here this evening?
It was fun, as always. I love talking new construction. There's so much of it going on here in Wesley Chapel, so it's always exciting to share all that information. And if you'd like to move to Dade City, it's a cute little town, so DM me. I got a great house for you.
That's right. And yes, she is trying to sell that one. That's right. Marcia, any final words?
Thank you so much. Like Juan was saying, we love what we do. And like today, I'm just still smiling from the interaction I had with people that I worked with today, looking from California. They get excited about the area. I get super excited about it, and helping them determine what works for them and what their lifestyle. Like Juan was saying, when I look at that Biscayne too, that's Florida to me, or a Florida house. And our job is to find out what your Florida dream is. And I just love doing it. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Will do. And Adam said, yes, please do more vids on each community. And then separately, please do videos on specific models. All right. All right. Got some requests. We'll put those in the queue for the greatest hits. So we'll work on that, y'all. As always, we appreciate you so much, and go out and live that Tampa life. Have a great evening.